Hello yogis, it's Shane. I hope this video is finding you well. You're not going too crazy with being stuck at home and all this craziness that we have going on. If it is stressing you out a little bit, hopefully a nice yoga practice will help make things a little bit easier for you today. We're going to be opening up our hips, so the things you might need: block and a strap. And if you can go outside, if it happens to be as beautiful when you're watching this as it is today, I highly recommend you do that. Some fresh air always does as well. So to get started, just go ahead and come into any comfortable shape for you. That could be a seat, could be in child's pose or laying down on the mat, whatever's going to work well. Then take a moment just to close your eyes and start to deepen your breathing. Slowing down the inhales and the exhales. Taking the time just to ground yourself in the moment. Maybe paying attention to the different sensations that you're feeling through your bones, your joints, your muscles. And if you're willing, just taking a gentle pause between the in-breath and the out-breath. Using that moment to help trap your mind, to slow down the anxiety that can take us from thought to thought. Just creating that opportunity of having a space, a moment to be still and relaxed. And take a few more breaths in this fashion. Paying attention to the internal world rather than the external. Rooting and grounding yourself in the moment. And if you're on your backs, just stay where you are and continue to breathe. If you're not already there, think about gently heading in that direction. As you lie down, you might start to stretch out through the arms and through the legs. Continuing with the deep breath, but finding the stretch through your joints, the stretch through your muscles. And then when you're ready, just gently drawing your knees in toward your belly, giving yourself a hug. You might find yourself rocking a little from side to side, starting to loosen up across your low back, maybe beginning to create some space in through the hip joints. And then just gently setting your left foot down to the ground. Go ahead and extend the right leg up towards the sky. Feel your sit bones draw downwards as your heel presses upward. And feel the length that comes into the back of your leg. From here, you might take the left leg and extend it long along the mat if you were looking for a little bit different sensation. And you can also play with the point of the toes, either skyward or drawing them down towards your nose. Try to be relaxed, letting your head rest on the ground, your jaw be soft, and you're just gently coaxing the leg in towards the chest. If you decided to bend the left leg or keep the left leg straight, go ahead and bend it once again, foot setting to floor, and take your right ankle and cross it over your left thigh. From here, you can just gently push out on the right thigh, starting to open up through the hips. Or if you want, you can draw the left leg in, using your right elbow to help keep the right knee wide in a figure four shape. There's the option of keeping the left knee bent or straightening it towards the sky. You choose whatever works best for you. Just take another breath here. Maybe let go a sigh. And if your left leg is straight, start to bend the knee. Then slide your knees closer together so they're stacking on top of one another, the thighs squeezing tightly together. Use your left hand to hold onto your right ankle, your right hand to hold your left ankle. This is a supine cow face pose. As you start this rotation through the hips, you're likely going to feel a little bit more opening along your IT bands into your glutes. You don't have to pull hard, but you are trying to stretch the toes in opposite directions from one another. Take one more breath here. And then you can unwind to make this happen, but really where some of the fun lies is in the challenge. So think about holding onto the legs just as you are, and starting to let your body rock and roll just a little bit until it brings you up and towards a seat. From here, the left leg's on the bottom, the right leg stacked on top. And just use your left arm to wrap around the right thigh, using the right fingertips to press into the mat behind you, breathing into sit tall, and just gently revolving into a stretch. If having the legs wrapped up like this is a little bit too much, you can always extend the bottom leg to make the stretch a little bit more accessible. Just take one or two more breaths here, just slowly unwinding the spine, taking your time. And as you gently release your twist, let your body bow the other way for a moment, just a counter pose. And as you bring the chest back up, uncross the legs, draw the knees back together, and then slowly just make your way down onto your back again. This time, right leg setting down, left leg stretching up towards the sky. Press up through your heel and start to lengthen through your left hamstring. Stay aware of your breath, keeping you in the moment. Maybe using the breath to help guide your stretch. If you wanted to extend the right leg long, you're welcome to. And see if the inhales can't create a gentle pushing away of the left thigh. And the exhale is where you create space to draw the thigh a little bit closer to your body. Take one more breath here with the hamstring. And then if you straighten the right leg, go ahead and bend the knee again, setting the right foot to the ground. Left ankle crosses over right thigh, and we're coming into that figure four shape again. So the left hand is either helping press the left thigh wide, or you're reaching through the middle and drawing the right thigh in towards your chest. Remember, as you start to open your hips here, right leg can be extended straight or it can stay bent. There's no right or wrong way to do it, just deciding the option that works best for you. Take another breath or two, using the left elbow to help keep pressing the left knee wide. And then again, if the right leg is straight, gently start to bend it. Slide the thighs over top of one another, left leg's on top of right. Right hand holds left foot, left hand holds right ankle. And then just draw the ankles in opposite direction, again coming into that reclined cow face pose. Feel the opening down through your glutes, your IT bands, as the hips begin to rotate and open. Take a few more breaths here. Notice that breathing into the belly is a little bit tougher as the knees are stacking tighter. So you might start breathing out into your side ribs. And you can always let go a sigh to release some of the heat, some of the tension. And then when you're ready, from this position, starting to gently rock a little front to back. Use that to roll yourself all the way up so that you're ending up with the left leg crossed over the right. The right arm can swing around your left leg, left fingertips go behind you. Breathe in to lengthen your spine. And exhale to start to revolve, looking away over your back shoulder. Remember the bottom leg, the right leg can be extended if you need it to be for comfort. Take one more breath. And then gently just start to take the counter pose, twisting back towards the right for a little bow. From here, as you unwind yourself, take the left leg off of the right, swing it back around behind you, and let that position bring you up in towards hands and knees. From hands and knees, just take a moment, sit back on your heels, find the length through your side body, maybe a breath out into your side waist. As you stretch a little bit further, and then as your elbows are touching the mat here, bring your palms together and then just gently bend the elbows so the hands come back to the nape of the neck. Feel that stretch moving through your triceps. And try to drag your hips backward as you let the elbows stay grounded into the mat. Then release, letting the hands and the arms go straight again. Start to lift your hips up off your heels, curl your toes and pull yourself up and back into down dog. And from down dog, just start to bend and flex the knees. Pedaling out the dog, creating space through the hips. Feel an even pressure through the hands so that your shoulders stay square. Your chest is being drawn back towards your thighs. Sit bones scooping high to the sky. Spend a few more breaths here, just enjoying the movement, taking the time to move in whatever way is right for you. Maybe lifting a leg to the sky and opening the hip, maybe circling the hip around. Maybe you're working on driving the heels back in towards the ground and lifting the sit bones high to get a deeper stretch through your hamstrings. If you're looking to build a little bit more heat, you might not just be staying in down dog. Maybe you're moving from down dog in towards plank and then shifting up and back again. And then when you're ready, just take a moment to find stillness. Even pressure through the hands, even pressure through the feet. Letting the head hang heavy. Now from here, as you start to make your way towards the top of the mat, think about crossing one foot in front of the other. So the left foot steps toward the right edge of the mat, the right foot steps towards the left. And you take that slow saunter all the way up to the top of the mat, ending up with your right foot crossed in front of your left, bowing over top. It's a little bit different feel for your forward fold with the legs crossed. It's going to feel similar to what you felt in the reclined cow face pose, with the stretch moving up the outsides of the legs, rather than just through the back. Now knowing that we're going to move here, we're going to spin just a little bit. So from this shape, we are going to turn towards the left. You're going to be pivoting on the balls of the feet. The feet are going to be rotating in place. Slowly start to turn to the left. So you face the left side. Keep turning until you're facing the back of the mat. When you're facing in that direction, your feet are no longer crossed. As you keep turning to the left, your feet will begin to cross up again. And as you come all the way back to face in your original position, you now have the left leg crossed over top of the right. Take a breath or two there. Again, head hanging heavy. Letting the sensation hold you in the experience. And then very simply just uncross the legs, letting the feet come parallel. Taking a moment here in forward fold. Start to breathe in, draw the hands up the shins, press into the shins and pull the heart forward. Sit bones lifting up and back behind you in a halfway lift. Exhale, release, melting down. Try that one more time. Lengthen the legs, lengthen the spine. Navel pulls in towards the low back. Shoulder blades into back pockets. And bow. And now this time, plan on coming all the way tall. Pushing the mat away, rolling the spine up, letting the hands clasp overhead. Start to stretch up towards the ceiling. Letting your body side bend to one side, opening up through the side waist. And breathing back in through middle, taking it the other way. As you slowly return to the center, let the hands drift down the midline into the heart, and the head bows. Take a moment to pause. Let your body explore the edges of your feet, the edges of your balance, so you can better find your center. Stepping into the flow. Breathe in, circle the arms high to the sky. Exhale, release, forward fold. Breathe in, climb up into your halfway lift. Exhale, return back into your fold. Step one foot back and then the other, finding plank. Set your knees down. Wrap your elbows in. Lower your chest halfway to the ground, chaturanga. From there, let the belly land flat. Just use the strength of the back body to roll the heads of the shoulders back, stretching the belly in cobra pose. Legs are engaged. Then curl toes, sit back towards your heels, and then lift the hips towards the sky, down dog. Breathe in and take your right leg toward the sky. Feel free to bend your knee and open your hip. Then start to re-square the hips. Step the right foot up between the hands. Turn the right toes a little bit to the side. Start to roll onto the outer edge of your back foot and sweep the right arm low across the horizon, feeling the stretch through your hips. Option here is just a twist with the hand going towards the sky. Now start to come all the way back around to your left, lifting your hips in the middle and bending into the left leg, finding Skandasana, the side lunge. Slowly come back around to the right, framing up the right foot. Right foot steps back to meet left. Optional chaturanga with knees up or down. Keep a nice long plank position through the spine. Take cobra, or maybe lift the hips and roll the shoulders back for up dog. And then exhale, hips up and back, down dog. Breathe in once again, left leg rising. Feel free, bend knee, open hip. As you step the left foot between the hands, turn the left toes to the side, roll into the outer edges of both feet and sweep the arm low or take it towards the sky. Let the left arm bring you all the way back up, over, and around, bending into the right leg. And then moving back around towards the front, frame up the left foot, step back. If you're taking chaturanga, wrap the elbows in, move with control. Then rise with strength and power for cobra or up dog, strong back body. Exhaling, hips up and back, down dog. Adding on to the flow, breathe in, right leg rises. Open your hip. Step the right foot between the hands. Just like we did before, rolling onto the outer edges of both feet, sweeping the right arm across. Come all the way back up, over and around into the left foot, bending the left leg, Skandasana. Turning around to frame up the left foot. Now you're facing the other edge of the mat. Set the right knee down. Breathe in, climb up into a kneeling lunge. Take a moment to sink in, let the tail tuck under. Feel the length in your low back, the stretch through your right hip. Set left hand to thigh. Breathe in with the right arm. Now take the right hand across the left leg, or maybe sink a little bit lower into a prayer twist. Inhale, chest lifts to thumbs. Exhale, roll the heart open. One big breath in, and a breath out. As you start to unwind, sweep the arms back up towards the sky. As you exhale, hands come to earth, lengthen your left leg, half split, Ardha Hanuman, the hamstring stretch. Feel your thigh pulling back into your hip crease, ground in through your heel. Now as you breathe in, start to bend into the left leg. Turn the right leg 90 degrees behind you and open yourself up into Parigasana, a kneeling warrior two. Turn the left palm over, reach. As you pull up and back, right hand to hip, maybe to your block, or all the way to the floor. Breathe into your side body and stretch a little further. As you come back up and over, set left forearm to thigh, right arm goes up and over the ear. Roll the chest open and stretch out. Circle the right arm down to draw you back up into neutral. Our transition back to the front. Right hand reaches down, presses on the right edge of the mat, left arm circles around. Step the left foot back into plank. Lower, chaturanga if you're taking it, or just go direct to down dog. Roll the shoulders back, cobra or up dog. Then exhale, down dog. Let's try the left side. Breathe in, left leg rises, hip opens. Step the left foot between the hands. Rolling onto the outer edges of the feet, turn the left toes to the side, let the knees go wide as the hand sweeps lower to the sky. Then come all the way back up, over and around, Skandasana, bending the right leg. stretching through your inner left thigh. Continue turning to the left, set the left to the right, set the left knee down, breathe in and sweep the arms to the sky. Exhale, sink in. Tail tucks under, hips stretching. Reach up, and then come into your version of the twist. Left elbow over thigh, or palms together, lift and revolve. Take 2 or 3 breaths. After your next exhale, use the in-breath to unwind and draw back up through the center. And then as you exhale, lower over your right leg, Ardha Hanuman. The hamstring stretch in the half split. Toes can be drawn back or pointed away. Just find the place that feels best for you. Take 1 more breath here. Then slowly start to shift, bending into the right leg again. Let the left leg pivot behind you. Open up, Parigasana, kneeling warrior 2. Left hand finds hip, block, or floor. Right arm stretches up and over the body. Breathe in and breathe out. Then circle the right arm around, place it on the thigh. Use the left arm to open up and over the ear. Stretch out through your fingers. Breathe in. As you circle the left arm down, arms open up wide from side to side. Adding a little bit in our transition here. Left hand moves to the left edge of the mat. Right arm circles around as you swing the left leg out. Bring it up and into a side plank. Toes can touch behind, or you can float the knee towards the sky. As the left arm comes back down, ground the left foot. Take the plank on the right side. Toes behind, or lifted, your choice. Now as you come back around, optional chaturanga. We all meet in down dog. Take 2 or 3 breaths in your down dog, enjoying the moment. Then yogi's choice. With a walk, step, or a float, make your way up to the top of the mat. Breathe into a halfway lift. Exhale, return back into a fold. Push the floor away, climb up all the way tall. Exhale, hands into heart. Staying over the short edge of your mat, I'm going to turn. We're just going to come into a gentle balance. Bringing the weight into the left leg, let the right knee turn towards the side. This is tree pose. You can stay in the kickstand, let the foot move up the shin, maybe cross over the knee and come into the thigh. Tighten up the left thigh, push into it with the right foot, feel the right knee open. If you would like to go further than this, what will serve you more as we go throughout the practice is to cross the ankle over the knee like we did on our backs before. If you're staying in tree, don't move. If you're taking this deeper, start to bend your knee. You can use your hands to help open the thigh. As you push the butt backwards, try to stay long through your spine. And let yourself sink in as much as you want. Take 2 more breaths in the balance. And slowly drawing back up. You might give the leg a little shake out before you step it down. Switching to the other side. Weight into the right leg, left knee to the side. Shin or thigh. Hands to heart. This is tree pose. You can stay here. If you want to go deeper, that's when the ankle crosses knee and we start to bend in. You don't want to bend if you're staying in tree pose, only if you cross the leg. Lengthen the spine, push the butt back, sink in and feel the hips open. Breathe. Remember, in the balance, don't fatigue yourself. Save yourself time to come out. Energy to come out. 1 more breath. And then slowly start to rise, unwind, and reset. Start to bend into your knees. Remember, you're still at the top of the mat. Fingertips touch the floor. Bring the chest back up, Utkatasana, intense pose. Sit the hips back, broaden across the chest. As you breathe in, pick the right knee up. Set the right foot a little bit wider as you sit back down. Then inhale, draw the left leg up. Sit down a little bit wider. In the width, breathe up through the center. Take a little turn to the right. Inhale back through the midline. Exhale, a little turn to the left. Breathing back in through the center, stand up tall. Now start to bend your knees and let yourself sink down into Malasana. You might find yourself sitting on a block here for support. If not, elbows can come into the inner thighs. You might be up higher in this pose as well. Give yourself the time, just kind of shift, wiggle, unwind the hips. Use your breath. Breathe in, feel the lifting of the chest help drive the elbows out. As you exhale, maybe there's a softening, a rounding. You can stay here working Malasana, or if you want more, you can come into crow pose. Hands coming down to the mat, shifting your weight forward. Lift your heels, squeeze your knees onto your arms, look forward, feel the weight come into the hands, pull one heel to your butt, maybe the other into the arm balance. Stay strong, look forward, feel the core working. If you're in Malasana, you might step back to plank. If you're in crow, you might float back to Chaturanga. From Chaturanga, turn it over, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, finish in Down Dog. Take 3 breaths. When you're ready, right leg rises. Feel free to bend your knee, open your hip. From there, step the right foot up between the hands. Let the back heel spin down and open yourself up into Warrior Two. Left knee moving out toward the left pinky toe. Right foot anchoring back down into the mat. Bend into your front knee. Stack shoulders over hips, get long through the waist. Stretch out through your fingers. Feel the strength and the power in the pose. Then from here, turn your right palm over. Reach. Pull up and back, reversing your warrior. Breathe into the right side body. Exhale and stretch a little bit further. Then slowly circle the left arm around. Let it land on the left thigh. Right arm circles up and over the ear. Roll your chest open. Reach through the fingertips as you seal the outer edge of the left foot down. Breathe in. And breathe out. Then just find the grace of the movement. Letting yourself move back and forth between those two poses. I would recommend consider letting your arms wrap around behind your back, flow up into your heart, creating some more space, some more mobility through the shoulders. Move at the rhythm of your own breath. As fast or as slow as you want to go, feeling the stability of the legs and the fluidity through the upper body. Take one more cycle. When you land in extended warrior, slowly draw yourself back up, feeling Warrior Two. Take a breath in. And then to help you get out of your right leg, hands come down, quarter turn up and over, Skandasana, left leg. Feel the stretch through your thigh. When the blood's returned to the leg, slowly come back around towards your front foot. Set the left knee down. Breathe in, climb up into your kneeling lunge. Sink in once again. Tail lightly tucking, chest tall. From here, bend the elbows, gently lean back into your arms. Breathe into your collarbones, feel your heart lift. Squeeze your elbows toward the middle and gently lean back. Take one more breath here. Then exhale, hands come down. Wiggle the right foot a little bit wider. roll onto the outer edge of the right foot and start to sink into your hips. I like to find support resting forearms on block, or maybe I'm able to melt all the way down to the ground. Take a few breaths here just to breathe, to sink in. You might find movement of the body or just movement of the breath. And slowly start to bring your chest back up. Wiggle the right foot back into the midline and then draw your hips back, Ardha Hanuman, half split. You're welcome to stay right here if you need that type of support for your knees. But if you're willing to, start to sit down. As you sit down, free the left leg, bring the left foot into your left thigh. This is Janu Shirshasana. Right hand lands behind you, start to roll the left thigh open with your left arm. And then as you bring your chest back into neutral, draw the right thigh in. Squaring your chest off with your thigh, breathe in. And exhale, breathe out. Nose falling heavy towards your knee. You might be feeling the stretch through your hamstring, your low back. See what type of space the breath can create. And slowly lifting the chest again. To return ourselves back into the lunge, we have to bring the left foot back around again. From there, push into the ground, shift up and forward, bending into the right knee. From there, curl the left toes, lift the left knee. As we step the right foot back, you might think rolling plank. Finding the pressure through the left arm, floating the left foot or touching it behind. Circling the right arm over the top. Sit it down to the mat, take the other side. After the right arm circles all the way around, moving back down, plank, optional chaturanga, cobra up dog, down dog. From down dog, left leg rises. Feel free to open the hip. As you step forward, spin the right heel down, open up, warrior two. I'm going to switch sides so you can still see me looking at the camera. Sink in. Right heel presses down, left knee bends, and left knee moves out toward pinky toe. Turn the left palm, reach, reverse. Breathe in, and stretch out. Then slowly go the other way, forearm to thigh, left arm over the ear. Open up, and reach further. And again, find the motion for yourself. Flowing back and forth between the two shapes. Letting the arms move gracefully to help you open up through your shoulders. Letting the legs be the rock, your foundation. The next time that you move in towards side angle, that's up and over your left thigh, take a moment and then reset into warrior two. From warrior two, little different transition. Lengthen the left leg. Bring the feet to parallel, hands to hips. Inhale. Exhale, Prasarita. Wide leg forward fold. Head hangs heavy. Sit bones lifting to the sky. If it's comfortable for you to do so, hands interlace at the low back. As the head hangs heavy, the hands start to lift off of the hips, stretching up towards the sky and opening through your shoulders. Play with where you put the weight. Maybe it's in the heels, maybe it's more towards the ball of the foot. Take one more breath. And slowly release, hands to mat. Breathe in, climb up towards your halfway lift. Slowly start to shift up and over the left leg again. Right knee sets to ground. Breathe in, climb up. Exhale, sink in. In your kneeling lunge, create the length in the low back. Let the body lean back a little. Palms may come together as you rest your head back into your arms. Think length in the low back, support through the mid back. Take one more breath. When you come up, tuck the chin, arms move to sky. Hands come down as you wiggle the left foot a little wider. Turn the left toes to the side and start to open up through the hip, letting your chest melt down through the center as low as you want to go. Sink in. Remember, the use of a block here can be really helpful, giving you something to support yourself so you can just soften and unwind through the shoulders and through the neck. Now slowly starting to bring the chest back up. Wiggle the left foot into the midline and then draw your hips back, Ardha Hanuman, half split. I'm changing sides for you just so we're on the same side once again. From your half split, you might consider sitting down. As you sit down, you'll have to free the right foot up and around so you can place it into the groin. Draw the left hip crease back as you square your chest towards your thigh. Breathe in, and then reach out. Doesn't matter how low you go as long as you find sensation. Where you find the sensation is not important. What is that you focus on it and send your breath to it. Take one more breath in the stretch. Slowly bringing the chest back up. Remember, we have to take the right leg around behind us. So this way we can now shift back up and forward into the left leg lunge. Connect the hands. You might take the rolling plank as you step the leg out. Switching over to the other side. Optional, Chaturanga. Finding your pathway, up and back, down dog. Take 3 or 4 breaths, either in down dog or in child's pose. One more breath. Now start to bring yourself back into down dog again. Breathing in, take the right leg to the sky. Feel free to open your hip. As you step forward, warrior 2. Just like before. Set your foundation long and strong. Once you're into the legs, turn the left palm reach, reverse. Breathe in and breathe out. Then shift the other way, forearm to thigh, right arm over the ear. One breath. Now pause here. Take the left arm up towards the sky, wrap the hand behind the back. You might use the right hand to help the left hand catch the thigh. Roll your chest open. Your strap might come in handy here if you want to bind. How we would bind is holding the strap in the left hand. We would start to reach underneath with the right and bring the hands together behind us. Using the strap, you'd be holding onto the strap. Once you're connected, roll the chest back open and feel the opening through your shoulders. Take 2 more breaths here. Try to keep even strength and pressure through both legs. Now slowly start to unwind the arms. As you reverse, lengthen up and out of your left leg. That should feel awesome. Then slowly restack shoulders over hips. let the feet come parallel. This time, we're going to take the arms up overhead. Bend your left elbow, catch with your right hand. Draw the elbow high to the sky, feel the stretch. If you can, hands will work up the back of the body to clasp the hands together, or if you can't reach, using the strap to make that happen. This can be a little uncomfortable through the shoulders, through the neck. If it is, don't maintain the clasp of the hands. Breathe in, and then exhale, take a bow. Remember, hands can stay bound only as long as you want to, releasing them at any time. If you haven't done so yet, release the hands. Breathe in, climb up towards the halfway lift, and then start to make your way back towards the right foot. Setting the left knee down on the ground, breathe up through the center, sink in. An opportunity to twist again here. Left hand to thigh, right hand to right thigh, left elbow crossing over the thigh. Palms can come together, heart rises. If you want more, curl the back toes and lift the back knee. Take one more breath. Slowly setting the knee down, unwinding back up through the center. Wiggle the foot wider as you rest the hands down, right knee spilling off to the side. While you breathe there, I'm going to get us back into the sun. Slowly start to sit down and take your seat. Right leg will swing around, foot to thigh. Excuse me, this time, as we take the seat, we're not going to swing the foot around. We're going to open the left knee out to the side more, reach the left hand along the inside, sweep the right arm up and back, and then come up and over for the toe. Moving into the different variation of Janu Shirshasana. If you have the ability, the right hand can reach underneath, reaching back underneath to grab a hold of the foot. Breathe in and breathe out. Take 2 more breaths here. And slowly drawing back up, reset, square the hips by pulling the left knee in. Use your hands to push up and forward, framing up the right foot. Lift the left knee, come into your rolling plank. Moving from one side, across to the other. As you return back to center, maybe there's a chaturanga. Finding your way back into down dog. Trying the other side. Breathe in, left leg rises. Open your hip. As you step forward, spin the back heel down, open up warrior 2. I'm going to change sides of the mat. From your warrior 2, turn the left palm, reach, reverse. Can you open your side body further? Then shift, forearm to thigh, right arm over the ear. This is where we pause. Hand goes to sky. Option to hold the strap as you wrap behind the back. Sink in if you wish. Optional to create the bind. If you're bound, try not to look down. Bring your chest back up. Breathe. Feel the balance and stability through the legs. Take 2 more breaths. Be in the sensation. Breathe into the sensation. And when you're ready, slowly unwinding, pulling up and back, lengthening up and out of the left leg. As you stack shoulders over hips once again, turn the left toes in. When the arms come up overhead, the left hand grabs the right elbow. Staying here, or option, to bind behind the back again. Breathe in, exhale, and take your bow. The grip of the hands can be released at any time. Take 2 more breaths in the fold. As you come out of the fold, breathe in towards your halfway lift. And then start to move back around toward your left foot. Framing up the left foot. I just switch sides on you and setting the knee down. Breathe in, climb on up. Sink in. And then when you're ready, lift and twist over your left thigh. Any option you want for the twist, including lifting the back knee. Take 2 more breaths. If the knee's lifted, set it down. Start to unwind, breathing up the midline again. Wiggle the left foot wider as the hands come down. Toes turn to side. Sink down into your lizard pose. Settling in, forearms to floor. Forearms to block, or any other variation you know. Try to unwind your jaw, soften your shoulders, feel that in turn soften your hips. So as you're coming out of your lizard, lift the chest back up, work the foot toward the midline, and draw your left leg long, feeling the hip crease draw back. Toes can point or draw up towards the sky, feeling the length in your hamstring. Option to stay here, or if you prefer, go ahead and have a seat, just like we did on the other side. Bring the right leg around, leave the right leg behind you. I'm going to turn to face you so you can see. What we're going to do is open the right knee out. Let the left foot slide forward, then place the left hand to the inside of the foot, draw the right arm up and back, big stretch, and then come up and over the top, reaching toward your big toe in the side bend. Breathe here, opening the side body. And like I mentioned on the first side, if you choose, the left arm can actually reach underneath of the right leg to take a hold of the right foot to help you come into the side bend even deeper. Take 1 more breath, then slowly drawing yourself back up. The right foot's already behind you, so just work the left leg in towards the midline. Start to shift up and forward, coming back into your kneeling lunge. Back knee lifts. From here, step the right foot back. You can head directly to down dog, or if you prefer, swing the left leg behind, come into your rolling plank. Any variation, or maybe a flip dog. Take it around to the other side, doing the same thing you did on the first. Move back in through center. Last chance at Chaturanga. Cobra up dog. And then exhale your hips up and back, down dog. Take a few breaths here if you prefer. Settling right down into child's pose. Just feel the sensations within your body. Feel the warmth of your muscles, the beating of your heart. And as we start to move into the end part of class, ideally the heart rate will slow a bit as we stay more grounded. Take one more breath here. And if you're not in down dog, start to lift yourself back up into that direction. Slowly rooting through the left heel, the right leg rises. Welcome to open your hip. And then as you bring the right foot forward, think about bringing the shin towards the top of the mat so you can land in pigeon pose. The right leg might be long back behind you or up in a 90-90 shape. Take the time to set yourself up. Give yourself any support you might need, resting a block underneath of your hip. Find some length through your low back and through your spine, and then slowly just start to reach the heart forward as you melt down. Here, again, a block might be used as a rest for your forehead, or bringing your head to the backs of your hands. Breathe deeply. Embrace the sensation. Let what you feel draw you in towards the moment. If you're looking for more sensation, the back toes might curl. Picking the knee up, letting you lengthen, or maybe walking the foot towards the midline before setting down again. You might feel the left hip crease rolling down and towards the arch of the right foot. Take 4 more breaths. With your next inhale, slowly start to bring your chest back up. Take a moment, feel the length through the low back, and then start to sit down on your right hip so you can bring the left leg up and around towards the front. We're going to cross the legs over top of one another. I'm turning just so you can see. Stacking the knees tightly with the feet out towards the sides, just like we did earlier in the beginning of class on the back. You might need your strap while you're here as well. We should be feeling the sensation through the outer hips. This is Gomukhasana, sitting nice and tall. An option, if you prefer, is for the right leg to extend out to make that stacking of the legs a little bit more accessible. Now you're welcome just to breathe into your hips and stay grounded here. If you wanted a little bit more for the upper body, you could take your strap in your left arm, stretch it up high and let it wrap behind the back. The right arm goes out, left arm is overhead, right arm overhead, left arm to the side, thumb down. Draw the hand back behind you just like we did in the forward fold before. Working the hands up so you're either holding the strap or locking the hands behind. Once you're in the shoulder opening, try to stay tall. You want to avoid letting yourself round forward. So feel the back body working. Try to draw the head up. Take a breath in, and if you need a little bit more sensation, you could hinge from the waist, just subtly moving forward over your thighs without rounding the spine. Stay here for a few breaths, but know at any point you can release the arms and let yourself just bow and round over your legs. If you haven't released the bind, go ahead, let your hands fall, spine round, and then slowly bringing your chest back up. We're going to use the same rotation we did at the beginning of class in the standing forward fold to get to the other side. So let yourself turn towards the right. As you start to spin, lift your hips. You're now on the balls of your feet. Take a full 360, rotating all the way back around so that when you sit down again, you're in the same place, but now the right leg is on top of the left. Take the time to anchor your sit bones, stack your knees. Option of the left leg extended. Nice and tall. Hi, Ava. How are you doing? Once you've settled into the hips, we can add the strap.
Hello.
Letting the left arm go up overhead, bending the elbow behind. Right arm reaches out to the side, thumb down, and then it starts to work its way up the back. Connecting strap or hands. Breathe in, get long through the spine. Maintaining your length, maybe a gentle little hinge from the waist. Breathe. Lots of sensation in this pose. Knowing you can release sensation from the shoulders whenever you need. Using that as an opportunity to round to get deeper in the hips. 3 more breaths. If you haven't released the strap, go ahead, give yourself that moment to bow. And then slowly, chest rising, taking the right leg off from the top of the left. We're going to swing it around behind us. So again, option for 90-90. We're extending the right leg all the way back, finding pigeon once again. Take that moment to set up. Add the support if you need it. Find the length in the spine. Breathe in. And then breathe out, stretching forward, setting up your pillow to melt in. That subtle adjustment, curling back toes, walking knee towards midline before setting down again. Maybe really feeling the right hip roll towards the left heel. Feel a wave of breath move up from your hips along your spine, taking the chest even further forward. More breaths in pigeon. And slowly lifting your chest, connecting your hands. If you want to feel balanced, slowly slip the left leg out, take it to the sky for your 3-leg dog, finishing the way we started. Then gently setting down. Take a moment, pedal out the dog, but then very simply just set your knees down. As you sit back towards your heels, swing the legs around. Bend the knees and slowly just make your way onto your back, drawing knees into belly. Taking a moment just to wiggle and rock. Some brief counter poses, gently setting the knees down or the heels down. Knees pointing towards the sky, toes slightly in. Just slowly push through the heels, lifting your hips up into bridge. Breathe into your belly, stretch through your front body, particularly through the front of the hips. Light engagement of the glutes to help you drive even a little higher. And then slowly, lowering the spine back down. From here, taking a twist with a little bit of internal rotation for the legs as a counter pose. Widen your feet towards the edges of your mat, but let the knees knock into the middle. From here, just like we did earlier in the figure 4, take the left foot, cross it over the right knee, but then let the weight of the leg draw you down in towards the center. You can widen the right foot as wide as you need to. Once you have that shape, take the right arm up and back behind you, finding a nice long line on the diagonal from your fingers right down through your right knee. And then take a few breaths along that line, creating space, creating length. When you are ready to switch sides, do so slowly, moving out of the shape, uncrossing the right legs, only to cross them the other way.
Left foot wide, roll down toward the right side using the right foot to drag the left knee inward. As you settle in comfortably, the left arm might stretch up further, opening up through the fascial lines to the left side of the body. Using the breath to enhance the stretch. And then from here, just slowly making your way back in towards center and crossing the legs. It might feel nice to windshield wiper the hips. If there are any other poses calling your name, please take them. My choice would be a Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees wide. If you're ready for Shavasana, you can head there directly. And then whenever you're ready, setting yourself up for final relaxation. Traditionally, it would be on the back, but you could choose to lay on your side or take a seat. And then from here, I'll just leave you for the next 5-10 minutes to enjoy the peaceful sounds of nature as you finish your practice.